Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today's adventure is going out onto Nick's Lake. I'm staying here at Nick's Lake Campground in Old Forge. We're under a bear advisory, but what else is new in Old Forge? Hopefully the weather holds out, we can get some paddles in this week, so let's go. Alright, everybody, welcome back to the channel. Well, I am on Nick's Lake. There's not much behind me, but the lake does come around over this way. Right over this way is the campground beach. The boat launch is right over here. The lake goes around this peninsula here and goes quite a ways over. There's several bays on here, and so I am staying at the campground, Nick's Lake, DEC campground. Let's see if I can get this straightened out. The state purchased this property in 1962, and it's in the Black River Wild Forest. Nick's campground. I've never been here before, but it's so far been really nice. It was kind of off to a slow start today because when I got here, the people that were on my site were having issues with their camper, and me being somewhat familiar with RVs, I went over and yeah, we managed to diagnose the problem, find the issue, and get them back on the road. So they're on their way back to Rochester. Good people. They were very apologetic to me because they just couldn't move until, but yeah, we got it figured out and got them on the road. It happens, you know, like I told them that, you know, no worries. It's, you know, being a firefighter for 30 years, I've seen a lot of misery in people's lives, and getting angry over stuff like that, well, if that's what you get angry over, then you don't have a very good life going. But anyways, Nick's Lake. Nick's Lake is, it's got some pretty good history. When I read up on this lake, I couldn't help but to chuckle at some of the history here. This lake is named after an Adirondack legend, Nicholas Stoner. He grew up in this area. This was his area right here. He was a hunter and a trapper here in the Adirondacks. He served in the Continental Army for the American Revolution, and he also on the American forces for the War of 1812. He fought with General Benedict Arnold in the relief of Fort Stanwix, and also in the fall of 1812 he fought in the battles of Saratoga. Pretty neat, just pretty neat. The guy was a badass because he wasn't wounded in these wars, he was also captured, and he managed to get through all that, and then afterwards became a deputy sheriff in this area. And of course, this area back then, early 1800s, you had the trappers that came to these areas here because the train stations came right down from Tupper Lake into Big Moose into Old Forge, and Old Forge is about 2 miles this way. And yeah, a lot of trappers would bring their wares here to get money and trade their furs, and then go to the saloons and get drunk. And apparently this Nicholas Stoner was a badass, and he wouldn't have any of it. He would put them in their place or put them down, one of the two. And I just couldn't help but to laugh over some of the antics I read about this Nicholas Stoner. He was really a badass. But this lake is named after him. It's not a huge body of water. I've been on some ponds that are bigger, but what's in a name, you know. So Nick's Lake. It's my first day at the campground, and I hope to have good weather over the next 4 days while I'm here, because I've got a lot planned over the next 4 days. But it's supposed to be raining right now, but it's awful cloudy out. Sprinkled a little bit in the beginning of the journey, but yeah, this is a nice area, very nice area. very calm. I did, when I first came in, because there's people still on my site, I stopped and talked with the ranger for about 20 minutes. They do have bear problem here. He told me that they have a young bear that is curious. You know, that's what they are. They're curious. They don't know their place yet, and so they've been bothering. This young bear's been bothering campers, and I told him I do have some bear poppers that I got when I was at Limekill Lake from the DEC. They're little firecrackers, but they make a loud popping noise. You put like 4 of them together where it goes pop, 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 and it pushes the bear off into the woods. It comes back, you do it again. You want to get that bear scared, not tame to people. I don't mean tame as in feeding the bear. I mean the bear doesn't, if the bear loses its fear of people, that becomes a problem. That's when they got to trap the bear, either relocate it, or that's when the bear starts to get aggressive. And later on, I am going to put out a video on my bear encounters, what I do for bear encounters. And there's going to be 2 volumes. Volume 1 is going to be about black bears, what I do when I have black bear encounters. Volume 2 is a completely different bear, that is BARE encounters. Last year when I put out a video, I was up on Rainbow Lake and I went by some nude sunbathers. Well, I've had a lot of people ask me about that. You know, do I run across people skinny dipping or nude sunbathers a lot? And on average, it's a couple times a year here in Adirondacks I run across them, but last year was an unusual year. I was probably 6-7 times last year that I ran across people that were skinny dipping, or women that was topless, or nude sunbathing or something. I don't get offended over such things, whether it's a guy or a girl. I don't get offended over it. I rather, like I said, I've said before, I'd rather see that stuff than see trash all over the place. So, yeah, so it is getting later in the afternoon. I just had a nice leisurely paddle around the lake. I think the lake is like 3 miles around, maybe. I'm looking to see if it's either 3 or 4 miles around. But yeah, this was a named after Nicholas Stoner, and of course I just giggled over the some of the antics of this guy. You know, it sounded to me like he was a cool dude, a real badass guy, didn't put up with anyone's crap. So I'm going to head back to where my truck is, and hopefully the rain holds off. I can have fire tonight. Alright folks, you watched all the way through. Thanks for that. If you liked the video, make sure to give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, click the subscribe button down below. Continue to follow the adventure. And remember, folks, tomorrow is no guarantee for any one of us. So disconnect from that Wi-Fi, connect to this out here. You won't be disappointed.